the day a 74-year-old grandmother defied her weak legs and danced again. A true story for living fully after 50. The heartbreak of a single step. Have you ever stood at your front door, staring at a single step, and felt your heart sink because your legs won't carry you? For so many seniors, that moment isn't just a stumble, it's the gut-wrenching fear of losing who you are. The grandparent who chases kids, the gardener who kneels in the dirt, the person who walks through life with confidence. I'm Dr. Thomas, a physician with 30 years of unraveling the science of health and the human spirit, and this is Living Fully After 50. Today, I'm sharing the story of Evelyn Harper, a 74-year-old grandmother who came to me broken, her legs too weak to dance with her grandkids. But in just 12 hours, a secret hidden in her kitchen brought her back to life, and a twist in her journey left me in awe. Stay with me, because this could be the spark that gets you moving again, stronger than you've felt in years. The pain of losing your legs. Evelyn Harper wasn't just a patient, she was a force of nature. At 74, her laugh could light up a room, and her stories about teaching third graders in Portland, Oregon, for 40 years were the kind you'd hear over coffee and wish you'd recorded. But when she shuffled into my clinic, gripping a walker like it was her last lifeline, her eyes told a different story: fear, frustration, and a quiet surrender. "Dr. Thomas," she whispered, "I can't even walk to my garden anymore. My grandkids want me to dance at their birthday party, but my legs, they're gone." Her voice cracked, and I felt it in my gut. As a doctor, I've studied muscle loss and aging for decades, but as a human, I saw a woman whose spirit was tethered to legs that wouldn't cooperate. Leg weakness in seniors isn't just a physical issue, it's a thief. It robs you of the ability to chase your grandkids, to stroll through your neighborhood, to feel like you. Research, like a 2019 study in the Journal of Gerontology, shows that after age 60, leg strength can drop by 3% a year due to sarcopenia, muscle loss combined with poor blood flow and inflammation. For Evelyn, this wasn't just a statistic, it was the end of her identity as the dancing grandma who twirled her grandkids to Elvis tunes. But what if I told you that the key to bringing her legs back wasn't in a pill bottle or a hospital bed, but in the food she ate? And what if I told you it worked in just 12 hours? Let's dive into Evelyn's journey, the foods that changed everything, and a twist that'll make you rethink what's possible. Meeting Evelyn, a spark in the darkness. It was a rainy Tuesday in Portland when Evelyn came to me. Her chart showed no major injuries, no broken bones, no arthritis severe enough to explain her struggle. Her legs were weak because of age, muscles shrinking, blood flow slowing, inflammation creeping in like an uninvited guest. I've seen this in countless patients over my 30 years, but Evelyn's story hit differently. She told me about her garden, where she used to spend hours tending roses, and how she hadn't touched it in months. "I'm not me anymore, Dr. Thomas," she said. "I'm just stuck." I leaned forward, looked her in the eye, and said, "Evelyn, we're going to get you unstuck. Starting with what's on your plate." I knew from my research decades of poring over studies in psychology and physiology that food could be medicine. The right nutrients can rebuild muscle fibers, boost circulation, and tame inflammation faster than most drugs. I gave Evelyn a plan, 8 foods, backed by science, that could restore her leg strength. These weren't exotic or expensive, they were in her local grocery store, waiting to be unlocked. But as we started, something unexpected happened, a twist that turned this plan into a story I'll never forget. The 8 foods that brought Evelyn back. 8 pumpkin seeds, the tiny giants. We began with pumpkin seeds, small but packed with magnesium, zinc, and healthy fats. Magnesium is critical for muscle contraction and relaxation. Without it, your legs cramp, tire, and stiffen. A study in magnesium research found that seniors with low magnesium had double the leg fatigue during walking tests. Evelyn, who woke up with calf cramps that made her dread mornings, was the perfect candidate. I told her to soak 2 tablespoons of raw pumpkin seeds overnight to make their minerals easier to absorb. She sprinkled them on her yogurt the next morning, skeptical but willing. By lunchtime, she texted me, "Dr. Thomas, my legs don't feel like concrete today." That's magnesium at work, easing tension and boosting nerve signals. I saw this with another patient, Carl, a 70-year-old retired carpenter. His nightly cramps kept him from volunteering at his church's woodworking class. After adding pumpkin seeds, he was back, sanding tables with steady legs. Tip: soak pumpkin seeds overnight, then blend into smoothies or sprinkle on oatmeal. Skip the salted kind, they are less effective. 7 tart cherry juice, the pain eraser. Next came tart cherry juice, a ruby red drink bursting with anthocyanins, plant compounds that fight inflammation and speed muscle recovery. A 2020 study in the Scandinavian Journal of Medicine and Science in Sports showed that seniors drinking 2 6-ounce servings daily had 23% less muscle pain and stronger quadriceps in 8 to 12 hours. Evelyn wasn't a fan of tart flavors, but I convinced her to try unsweetened tart cherry juice, diluted with water, before bed. The next morning, she called, her voice brighter. I walked to my mailbox without wincing. The anthocyanins had cleared lactic acid, the culprit behind her soreness, and improved blood flow. I saw this with Maria, a 68-year-old seamstress who couldn't stand long enough to finish a dress. After tart cherry juice, she sewed for hours, her legs steady and pain-free. Tip: sip 6 to 8 ounces of unsweetened tart cherry juice in the evening. Dilute if it's too tart, but avoid sugary blends. 6. Cooked spinach, the oxygen booster. Spinach was our third weapon, and it's no ordinary vegetable. Cooked spinach is loaded with nitrates, which your body turns into nitric oxide, widening blood vessels and delivering oxygen to muscles. A Frontiers in Physiology study found that seniors eating nitrate-rich foods like spinach improved leg performance by 16% in 12 hours. Evelyn loved spinach, so we added a cup, sautéed with garlic and olive oil, to her lunch. By day 3, She noticed her legs felt lighter walking to her mailbox. The nitrates were supercharging her quadriceps oxygen supply. I saw this with David, a 72-year-old gardener who couldn't kneel to plant bulbs. After adding spinach to his eggs, he was back in his garden, knees bending without pain. Tip: sauté or steam spinach to preserve nitrates. Add lemon for flavor, but don't overboil, it kills the nutrients. 5. Lentils, the steady fuel. Lentils were next, a humble legume with protein, slow-burning carbs, and leucine, an amino acid that sparks muscle repair. A Journal of Gerontology study showed that seniors eating lentils daily for 2 weeks boosted muscle endurance by 22%. Evelyn wasn't thrilled about lentils, but I suggested a cozy soup with turmeric and carrots. She tried it for dinner, and by morning, her legs felt steadier on her porch steps. This reminded me of Ruth, a 69-year-old librarian who couldn't shelve books without wobbling. Lentils gave her the energy to work full shifts, her legs strong and balanced. Lentils' slow digestion prevents blood sugar spikes, keeping your legs powered all day. Tip: cook dry lentils with anti-inflammatory spices like turmeric. Avoid canned ones, they are often salty and less potent. 4. Salmon, the muscle architect. Salmon, rich in omega-3s, vitamin D, and protein, was a cornerstone. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors eating salmon 3 times a week gained 24% in leg strength in 10 days. Evelyn baked a 4-ounce portion with lemon and dill, and by day 5, she stood from her chair without grabbing the armrests, a small victory that felt huge. I saw this with Frank, a 71-year-old golfer who'd quit due to knee pain. Salmon brought him back to the fairway, his swings powered by stronger legs. Omega-3s reduce inflammation, while vitamin D prevents cramps, making salmon a triple threat. Tip: choose wild-caught salmon and bake or grill it. Skip sugary glazes to keep it anti-inflammatory. 3. Quinoa, the all-in-one protein. Quinoa, a seed that acts like a grain, is a complete protein with all 9 essential amino acids. A Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition study showed that seniors swapping refined carbs for quinoa had better muscle endurance in 24 hours. Evelyn added quinoa to her breakfast with eggs and spinach, and by day 6, she walked to her neighbor's house without her walker, a milestone that brought tears to her eyes. This echoed Anna, a 67-year-old dancer who thought her performing days were over. Quinoa gave her the strength to twirl again, her legs steady on stage. Quinoa's magnesium and iron also fight cramps and boost circulation. Tip: rinse quinoa to remove bitter saponins, then cook in low-sodium broth for flavor. 2. Beets, the circulation superstar. Beets, with their high nitrate content, were our 7th food. A Journal of Gerontology study found that seniors drinking beet juice before walking increased speed by 19% in hours. Evelyn sipped a small glass of unsweetened beetroot juice each morning, and by day 7, her legs felt like they could run. She didn't run, but she walked faster, with less pain. I saw this with Tom, a 75-year-old cyclist who'd parked his bike due to leg fatigue. Beets in his smoothies got him pedaling again, his legs powered by better blood flow. Nitrates widen blood vessels, delivering oxygen to tired muscles. Tip: drink 6 ounces of pure beet juice in the morning or before activity. Blend with fruit if it's too earthy. 1 bone broth, the ultimate rebuilder. Bone broth was our final, most powerful food. Packed with collagen, gelatin, and amino acids like glycine, it repairs muscles and joints. A Journal of Clinical Nutrition and Metabolism study showed a 36% strength increase in seniors after a week of daily bone broth. Evelyn sipped a cup each morning, made from grass-fed beef bones simmered with apple cider vinegar. By day 8, the twist hit. Evelyn didn't just walk, she danced. At her grandson's birthday party, she joined the kids on the lawn, swaying to Hound Dog with a grin that lit up the yard. She called me later, sobbing, "Dr. Thomas, I'm me again." I saw this with Linda, a 70-year-old painter who couldn't stand to create. Bone broth eased her knee stiffness, letting her paint for hours. Tip: make homemade bone broth or buy high-quality versions. Drink warm on an empty stomach for fast absorption. The twist: Evelyn's secret mission. Here's the moment that floored me. On day 10, Evelyn confessed she'd been hiding something. For months, she dreamed of dancing at her grandson's birthday, but she hadn't told anyone, not even her family, because she feared failing. That morning, she didn't just dance, she led the kids in a conga line, her legs moving with a strength she thought was gone forever. She told me, "I was scared to hope, Dr. Thomas, but you gave me my legs back." That wasn't just food, it was belief, science, and a woman who refused to give up. This wasn't unique to Evelyn. I saw it with George, a 73-year-old mechanic who thought he'd never fix cars again. These foods got him back under the hood, his legs steady. Or Sarah, a 68-year-old teacher who couldn't climb stairs to her classroom. She was back, teaching with confidence, her legs powered by nutrition. As Maya Angelou once said, "You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated." Evelyn's story is a testament to that. She faced her weakness, fed her body, and danced through her fear. 5 morning rituals to reclaim your legs. To make these foods work for you, I gave Evelyn 5 morning rituals, and I'm sharing them with you. They are simple, backed by science, and designed for living fully after 50. 1. Kickstart with juice. Sip 6 to 8 ounces of tart cherry or beet juice on an empty stomach. Their anti-inflammatory and nitrate powers boost circulation, making your legs feel lighter in an hour. 2. Protein and slow carbs. Pair salmon or bone broth with lentils or quinoa. This combo fuels muscles and prevents midday fatigue, keeping you steady all day. 3. Post-walk bone broth. Drink warm bone broth 20 to 30 minutes after a walk or stretch. Its collagen repairs muscles when they are most open to healing. 4. Pumpkin seeds for cramps. Eat 2 tablespoons of soaked pumpkin seeds if cramps hit. Their magnesium and zinc ease tension fast, especially in the morning. 5. Spinach for breakfast. Add a half cup of cooked spinach to eggs or smoothies. Its nitrates supercharge blood flow, boosting leg performance by evening. The lesson: your legs, your life. Evelyn's story isn't just about food, it's about what's possible when you refuse to let age define you. As Nelson Mandela said, it always seems impossible until it's done. At 74, Evelyn thought her dancing days were over, but ate simple foods: pumpkin seeds, tart cherry juice, spinach, lentils, salmon, quinoa, beets, and bone broth gave her legs back. They rebuilt her muscles, restored her balance, and reignited her spirit. The lesson: your legs aren't just muscles, they are your freedom, your joy, your story. Feed them right, and they'll carry you further than you dreamed. Start today. Pick one food. Try pumpkin seeds in your yogurt, sip beet juice, or savor bone broth. Tomorrow, feel your legs. Notice the strength, the steadiness, the possibility. Then add another food. Stack them, one bite at a time, and watch your body transform. For living fully after 50, this is our mission: to live boldly, move freely, and embrace every moment. Share your story in the comments. What food are you trying? And how do your legs feel? I read every one, and I'm here rooting for you. Hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more stories and science to keep you thriving. Your legs are your foundation. Let's make them strong again, together.